distraction, but this is a very serious place. Okay, these are two countries that absolutely hate each other. I know we have a couple military on here. I'm guessing that they've probably deployed by now, and they know that war is not the prettiest thing in the world. Okay, war is a nasty thing, and this is not our country. Okay, so if we start something, if we do something stupid, that does not come down on us. That comes down on the South Koreans. So we do need to be respectful of that. Okay, with that, we still try to have fun. Just please follow the few rules that we do. Standing up there right now. Well, actually, there's two of them. He might be getting replaced. Typically, there's one, and usually the second one will be behind that door that he just walked out of, taking pictures through the glass. Looks like he's getting relieved right now. Okay. It's to prevent a skyscraper war between the two countries on this area right here, like they did with the flags. They do a lot of childish stuff back and forth. Don't ask me. Anyway, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. If you do have any questions, please feel free to ask. Please feel free to walk around a little bit and take pictures. Just stay within those areas that I told you about. Also, the only thing you cannot take pictures of. If we're in a better context, I will briefly review the political history of the Korean Peninsula. Prior to World War II, the Japanese had colonized the Korean Peninsula. In the final days of World War II, the Soviet Union accepted the surrender of the Japanese north of the 38th parallel, while the U.S., or the United States, accepted the surrender of the Japanese in the south. The 38th parallel was never meant to be a political boundary nor division of country. It was merely established to designate areas of responsibility. So, in May of 1948, elections were held in the South, and this man, Dr. Syngman Rhee, was elected the first president of the Republic of Korea. In September that same year, the Soviet Union appointed Kim Il-sung to be the first premier of the communist North Korea. He reigned for approximately 46 years until his death in 1994. His eldest son, Kim Jong-il, succeeded him in power. This is the first father-to-son succession of power to ever take place in a communist country. Despite negotiations and attempts to reunify the Korean Peninsula, on 25 June 1950, North Korea launched a massive surprise attack. Ensuing war lasted for over 3 years and cost over 2 million people their lives. Within 1 month of the attack, North Korean forces had captured most of the Korean Peninsula. Coalition forces finally stopped the North Korean army's advance toward the city of Busan. Over the next 4 months, the United Nations Command conducted the Incheon landing, pushing North Korean forces back to the Yalu River, the border between North Korea and China. The war began to stabilize around the 38th parallel. On 27 July 1953, military commanders from the United Nations Command, the Korean People's Army, and the Chinese People's Volunteers signed an armistice or a ceasefire agreement to end the fight.
So everything you see here to your right is Communist North Korea. Everything in front of you is Communist North Korea. Everything to your left is also Communist North Korea. If you look out here to the right on that mountain, on the left-hand side you can see that hook-shaped dirt road. That is the northern boundary of the DMZ. That steel tower that stands there in between the mountain and yourself, that is where the speaker system was located that broadcasted the propaganda. A little bit to the left, you'll see a tan guard post. That is KPA guard post number 5. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we are being monitored by North Korea. So do not point, wave, or gesture towards North Korea. Please act professionally at all times. And if you follow a little bit further to your left, you can see an A-frame building directly behind me. It's surrounded by pine trees. This is another ironically named building. It is the North Korean People's Peace Museum. It is where the armistice was signed, but also houses 2 axes used in the 1976 axe murder incident. Directly behind the People's Peace Museum, you will see a group of buildings by the pine groves. That is the former Czech and Polish NNSC camp.
Alright, we cannot ever cross on this side of the table out of respect for the flag. Also, sir, we cannot have our hands on anything, okay? I know it sounds kind of a little rude, but just for lack of better terms, just don't touch anything. Alright. Rock soldiers, post! Not everybody gets to see that, so you guys are kind of lucky. All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the MAC building, the Military Armistice Commission building. This is where the FORTAC goes through this building. So those of you on the left side are actually in Communist North Korea at the moment. And those of you on the right are still somewhat safe in the south.